Welcome to Take 5, and thanks for joining me. There have been talks of looking on the bright side of COVID-19 pandemic. Some say it has put the brakes on the industrialized world, giving the planet a chance to breathe, and perhaps give us a chance to see what could be. In Wuhan, China, more than 80% of the air pollution has been reduced. Other parts of China have also seen a reduction in air pollution. The sky is also clear in other parts of the industrialized world, like North America, Europe, and especially Italy. As much as there is need for the earth's rest, it has been agreed all around that man needs to rest as well. Man now appreciates the slowed down life of working from home, spending time with family, and connecting with God. It's just interesting how man has taken this long to see this need for a cyclical rest for men and the planet that God had long spoken of. As technology accelerates our lives, many of us feel an urgent need to slow down. One seductive solution, a secular Sabbath. Paiko Aya makes the case in this meditative excerpt from his new TED book, The Art of Stillness, Adventures in Going Nowhere. Oh, the unhappiness of men, the 17th century French mathematician and philosopher Blaise Pascal famously noted, arises from one simple fact, that they cannot sit quietly in their chamber. Yet the days of Pascal and even Admiral Byrd seem positively tranquil by today's standards. Researchers in the new field of interruption science have found that it takes an average of 25 minutes to recover from a single phone call. Yet such interruptions come every 11 minutes, which means we're never catching up with our lives. A visit to Google's headquarters can get one impressed by the trampolines, the indoor tree houses, and the workers at the time enjoying a fifth of their working hours free, letting their minds wander off without a leash to where inspiration might be hiding. All over the world, one of the greatest surprises one can encounter is that the people who seem wisest about the necessity of placing limits on the newest technologies are often precisely the ones who helped develop those technologies which have bulldozed over so many of the limits of old. The very people, in short, who have worked to speed up the world are the same ones most sensitive to the virtue of slowing it down. Men in Silicon Valley observe an internet Sabbath every week, during which they turn off most of their devices from, say, Friday night to Monday morning, if only to regather the sense of proportion and direction they will need for when they go back online. Indeed, fully a third of American companies now have stress reduction programs, and the number is increasing by the day, in part because workers find unclogging their minds' arteries to be so exhilarating. The computer chip maker, Intel, experimented with a quiet period of 4 hours every Tuesday, during which 300 engineers and managers were asked to turn off their email, phones, and put up do not disturb signs on their office doors in order to make space for thinking time. The response proved so enthusiastic that the company inaugurated an 8-week program to encourage clearer thinking. At General Mills, 80% of senior executives reported a positive change in their ability to make decisions, and 89% say that they had become better listeners after a similar 7-week program. Such developments are saving American corporations over $300 billion a year. More important, they are a form of preemptive medicine at a time when the World Health Organization has been widely quoted as stating that stress will be the health epidemic of the 21st century. To me, the point of sitting still is that it helps you see through the very idea of pushing forward. Indeed, it strips you of yourself as of a coat of armor by leading you into a place where you are defined by something larger. If it does have benefits, they lie within some invisible account with a high interest rate but very long-term yields to be drawn upon at that moment surely inevitable. When a doctor walks into your room, shaking his head, or another car veers in front of yours, and all you have to draw upon is what you have collected in your deeper moments. But there is no question the need for clarity and focus, especially when the stakes are highest. The need for a pause is something we have all felt in our bones. Is the rest in a piece of music that gives resonance and shape. That's the reason American football players prefer to go into a huddle rather than just race toward the line of scrimmage. That's the reason a certain kind of writer will include a lot of blank space on a page so his sentences have room to breathe, and his readers too. The one word for which the adjective holy is used in the Ten Commandments is Sabbath. In the book of Numbers, God actually condemns to death a man found collecting wood on the Sabbath. The book on the Sabbath is the longest one in the Torah. As Judith Shulevitz explains in a fine work, The Sabbath World, another part of the Torah dealing with the Sabbath's boundaries takes up 105 pages more. You shall find that the more time you spend away from work, the better work will be most often. One day Mahatma Gandhi was said to have woken up and told those around him, "This is going to be a very busy day for me. I won't be able to meditate for an hour." His friends were taken aback at this rare break from his usual discipline. Then he said, "I will have to meditate for 2. He spelled it out. This is what the principle of the Sabbath enshrines. It is as Abraham Joshua Heschel, the great Jewish theologian of the last century, had it, a cathedral in time rather than in space. The one day a week we take off becomes a vast empty space through which we can wander without agenda, as through the light-filled passageways of some ancient mind-soothing palace seeking wisdom. It's like a retreat house that ensures we'll have something bright and purposeful to carry back into the other 6 days. Why do we need to slow down our lives in a preset cycle? Why? Maybe because we were made that way, so that once every cycle we come back to the station and be refueled to face this coming cycle. Besides, we were created by God, Genesis 2:7, and God gave us a cyclical weekly timeout. Exodus 20:8-10 then says, "Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall you labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall not do any work." God in his wisdom had seen the need for a Sabbath for mankind. Why should I let such a gift pass? I will embrace it and come out refreshed to meet the world with new perception and strength. Thank God for the Sabbath. Take 5 is a show produced by the Chizipiti Church, a fountain of love, and is made possible by support from many partners. If you wish to follow more of our studies on these and many other subjects, please connect with us on the Chizipiti SDA Church on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Like our platforms and share with us your comments. We also have our plug-in team ready to pray with you and encourage you through life's challenges. So please connect with us and would love to pray with you. We can't wait to hear from you. And remember, when life seems to drown you, just take a moment, take a break, and take 5 to reflect. Thank you for joining me today on Take 5. Can't wait to connect with you again next time. Keep the messages and questions coming. Would love to hear from you. God bless you.